Hello, Sarangees. Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my co-host,
Dulcé Sloan.
Pew, 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 pew. Pow, 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 pow.
So we are still on the road to 10,000 Sarangees because Chrissy has goals. So be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube. I think it's at the bottom. I don't know if it's over here or it's over there,
Somewhere.
but it's somewhere down here.
Somewhere.
And tell all of your friends about us, especially your K-drama addicts, and be sure to join our official fan club, Club Sarangees, on Substack. That is chasingkdramas.substack.com, where you can get bonus content, read our newsletter, just for $6 a month.
Yes, only $6.
Only $6, because what are you doing for $6 a month?
Nothing.
Nothing.
This is $7.
Okay, you got a different cup. What'd you
Yeah,
get?
I got coffee. I went to
Oh.
Lala. Yeah, I had to get coffee.
Really?
But I got you Ha-yeong. I love Ha-yeong. Can
me
Ha-yeong sponsor us?
Let me tell you something. This right here, I found out that some teas actually have a higher caffeine content.
So this is a chain in China. It's delicious. They have really good deals too.
I like them and I like Ding Tea. Ding Tea are my favorite.
Ding Tea's like hit or miss because it's franchised.
Well, I'm going to tell you who's very hit or miss. Kung Fu Tea.
Oh, I've never been to a Kung Fu tea.
Yeah, they're here and there. Gongcha.
Gongcha is good.
I've been to ones all over the country. Hell, I've been to one in Mexico. Banging every time.
Okay, there you
now,
go.
I can't tell you Mexico, they do not put milk in it. It is straight up cream. It is straight up half and half. They are not. It is not a milk situation. Your
Well,
tea
they're
gonna be-
adjusting to the taste of the natives, the nativos.
I can tell
Because
you.
they like cream.
I don't know. All I know is it's just like I was talking to dude. He's like, you want cream? I said, what? Of milk? He's like, yeah, cream, half and half. And I was like, yeah, dog. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm prepared to take a nap after drinking an entire cup.
Yes.
Of
But I
heavy
interrupted you.
cream.
Sorry.
But
Yes.
yes, so we have to tell everybody how we did it, how BlurredCon was.
Oh, yeah. It was so
Yes.
much fun. This is our first record after we went last week. It's been a week.
Weekend before, because
my
I was in Vegas on Saturday.
yeah, sorry.
So it was weekend before. Everything's blending together.
Yeah. We've been back for about over a week now. Yes.
Yeah, so we've been back for over a week now, because we got back on Sunday, and then I wasn't even in my house for 24 hours. Because
And then
I
you went
left,
straight.
And then I went straight to
Yeah.
Vegas. But BlurredCon was great. The panel was good.
It's great.
The panel was great. People came up to us asking what our recommendations were. But we were out on the vendor floor. And then we had the live record on Saturday morning. And that was great. People came. And
We
then
had Thought Squad.
Thought Squad was
Thank
our...
you so much, Thought.
Yes,
Bunny.
thank you, Bunny.
Harvey. So many names.
We love Bunny.
We do.
And so she was our guest, and we had a merch table set up.
Yes.
And we learned that Chrissy loves a convention, and she loves commerce, and she loves sitting at the table.
Listen, you can't take away the small business. I grew up in the small businesses my entire life.
Listen, so did
I was feeling great. I was like, oh, okay.
But like we
Let's
we
go.
sold out of the bonnets. We sold out of
everything.
we basically sold out of. I'm so glad
Yeah.
I made so many bracelets.
Yeah.
The tote bag's really popular. But what was really great about it, and I remember telling you about BlurredCon, but I think because you got to see it.
Yes, it's you have to go. I think any conference situation, any con. I've never been to Comic-Con. I've never been to anything like this other than K-Con.
Right.
But then we saw the scale of K-Con.
It was huge.
K-Con's huge. So for me, I feel like basically BlurredCon had as many people as K-Con, only it's a smaller venue, so it felt very tight.
Well, I think for me, it didn't feel tight because I felt like K-Con was too big. Because it was just
it was
because
packed.
K-Con was one giant convention room.
Right, and this is in hotels, 2 hotels
So
this year.
so they had the Hilton. So also I had a comedy show on Friday night.
Friday night.
So it was a comedy show because we got there Thursday.
That was completely full, by the way.
and it was full. And so
It was great.
The
comics were really
the
funny.
comedy show was great. The comics were funny.
I have to shout out that white guy. Don't forget his name.
I believe his name is Chris.
Chris, wherever you are, I've never laughed so hard. He did a section, the Civil War letters.
Yes.
And he had the Ken Burns music in the background. I was in tears. I'm pretty sure I was the only person who understood that reference. So I was up front. He looked at me because I was crying, like literally crying. And he was like, oh, she knows. But everyone was confused.
Well, I knew the
Honey was like, what?
I knew the reference because me and my old college agent, her assistant, we used to play this game called Civil War Letters, where we would just look at each other and go, my dearest Meredith, it's been many moons since I last cast my eyes upon your gentle face. And we just make these fucking fake Civil War letters because that's the whole thing about a Ken Burns documentary is a black man reading the Civil War letters of a 22-year-old Irish immigrant. Because people don't realize, like, when the Civil War was happening, the Union was just stealing people. As in,
they need him where
you would land in Ellis Island.
They would just be
and you would just go to another line, and now you are conscripted into the army. So you are literally fighting a war. You've been in America literally 20 minutes.
That's why we won, though.
Because we had fresh blood. But also, it was because of the Emancipation Proclamation, and the South was crippled economically. But
anyways, he was really funny.
So he was
you
very
were funny. He was funny. It was great.
One of the best parts of it was us sitting at the table after the live record, and there were multiple people.
Sarangees. The Sarangees came. Yeah.
And the Sarangees came, and not only that, it was people who weren't Sarangees
who were very curious.
Who were very curious.
Yeah.
But it was also people who weren't Sarangees saying, I haven't had anyone to talk to about these shows.
Yeah. It was
and there
really
were a lot
sweet.
of people who came, especially to the panel and to the live record, and it just kept being, black woman after black woman going, I haven't had anybody to talk to. Oh my God, I'm so glad that y'all came.
And then when I was walking around, like I was kind of, when you were doing the press stuff and I was like going back and forth from the hotel. And even when the next day on Sunday, because I went back to my school. So I'm just going to DC. I went on campus. So even when I came back to get my suitcase and stuff, I was like kind of loitering around. And people are like, we really enjoyed your panel. A lot of people said that to me, which is great. Like, honestly, like it was a very, like, I think it was good. It was good. We had a good time.
Everything ended up going very well.
Yes.
I was very excited, and I hope we go again next year because I think it's a good idea. Yeah. But anyway, so
today we're going to talk about episode 13 of Dynamite Kiss. We're very excited.
Love getting texts from you about this show.
Okay. So, yeah, y'all. Okay. Like, people have warned me. People were warning me in the comments. And, I lurk a lot on message boards, threads. So, yes. Okay. So this episode did feel like a return to traditional Korean melodrama. There were a lot of tropes.
Tropes.
Galore.
Tropes, pussy galore.
Tadim becomes a scapegoat in a corporate espionage scandal and shocks everyone by confessing to a crime she didn't commit to protect Ji-hyuk's future. Fine. After breaking up with him and fleeing to the countryside with her mom, putting her house up for sale, I would add, Ji-hyuk tracks her down and refuses to leave until she forgives him, right? Or until she takes him back, right?
Yes.
Cue jealous farm labor, painful bandages, and a heartfelt reconciliation before Ji-hyuk rushes back to Seoul to face Ji-hye's latest scheme. A press conference meant to destroy him once and for all.
She is so bad at this.
So, before we start, I just want to say this episode really freaking annoyed me. It annoyed me, and then I think the next episode we're going to talk on Saturday. I can't even. The final episode, I was super annoyed, so I just want to warn this Sarangees.
The last episode made me so mad, and when I watched it, I literally sat in my house and went, Chrissy's gonna hate this.
I want to warn this Sarangees. This is like, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, this drama went from like this to like this.
So they have something called the denouement, right? And so you have your rising action, you have your climax, and then you have your falling action.
Yeah,
right?
Well, you know.
And our denouement went straight into the trash. I can say at the end of the last episode where the idea gets stolen by another company and then the chairman slaps her across the face. Was one, completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
And very confusing.
Uh-huh.
And also, it's like, okay, even if this was the scheme, the reason it's confusing is it's because there's a lot of companies that sell baby carriers. There's a lot of companies that sell diapers. There's a lot of companies.
Like, who are they? Like, are they really copying each other? Like
selling shoes. Like it's no one else.
What are they copying? What are they stealing?
What do you steal? So it's just like it's not. Everyone's got a new revolutionary. It's like razors. It's just like
not a
you
novel
got 4 blades
concept.
now. We got 5.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that was the most confusing thing. We opened to a flashback where she's testing out like the baby carrier, right?
Yeah.
While Ji-hyeok is washing dishes,
And then he tells Tarim's mom, both moms actually, that he is romantically involved with Tarim. And Tarim's like, And then Tarim's mom, remember last episode, she was a little, like the way she kind of took Ji-hyuk's mom's suggestion that they should date, their kids should date. Tarim's mom was very like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
And in this scene, she has the same reaction.
Right.
So Ji-hyuk's a little worried.
because she wants Seon-woo to be her son-in-law, because she's probably been looking at Seon-woo to be her son-in-law for a long time.
So then Ji-hyuk's worried. He's like, I don't think your mommy likes me. And then Tarim's like, she's going to come around, So that was the opening. And then they jump back to the slap scene, which I think we talked about this last time too. It's the way that they use like the cliffhangers, the flashbacks, all of it. It's like kind of like all over the place.
Wonky.
It's wonky. Again, they had a lot of freedom. They did whatever they wanted to
Whatever
do.
they wanted, and it's like, and so that's what I'm saying is like so we do the flashback to that, and the chairman accuses her of being a corporate spy who leaked this information about the new product, but it's like. And so Ji-hyeok comes in and defends her, and he's mad, and he blocks the security guard who tried to force her from the building, and the office erupts into chaos. But it's just like, if she was a spy, why would she help develop the product just to leak it? You see what I'm saying? Like, if she was a spy, it would just make more sense to make the product for the company she was spying for, as opposed to come to someone else's company and then go through all the prototype process.
But then how does that make her a spy?
But that's my point. She wouldn't have needed to be a fucking spy. She should have just made the product at the company she came from.
I know.
That's why the spying thing didn't make any sense. How is it espionage? It doesn't make sense for her to be a spy. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Because if she was spying, when you're a spy, you don't do shit. You just watch. Like Mr. Ma, like, yeah, he kind of created the situation of them being in the same room. But he also didn't go as far as he needed to with that. So for me, if you're a corporate spy, you're supposed to be paying attention. It doesn't make sense to develop a prototype for a product and then take that prototype to another company when she could have just gone to that other company and been like, hey, I got an idea for a product. Let's make it.
But I mean, it still kind of makes her a spy though, because she like leaked it. She made it and she like gave it to them. So she is a spy.
Right.
That way.
But what I'm saying is, why would she need to do that? Why would she need to develop a product at a different company and then leak it to this other company? If she's a spy,
maybe they didn't want to develop it. Maybe they're too busy, the other company.
So the company wanted to use their money to develop a product.
Maybe they were just like, I don't know.
I'm just saying the spy thing is a little loose.
I mean, I think it makes sense. The leaking, okay, fine. The
leaking makes sense, but
yeah.
I think it would the leaking.
But I think being a leaker, technically, maybe they're using it interchangeably. Maybe if you leak something, you are I guess in a way you are spying technically because you're like. You're undercover, like
you're gathering information under false pretensions to give to someone else. Yeah. All I'm saying is that it doesn't make sense to defect on a product that you made. That's all I'm saying. Like if she worked on the team and other people were developing it, and then it gets out and then they accuse her for being a spy, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense. She didn't put any work in. She just stole information.
Unless they paid her. Unless the company paid her a lot.
Unless she's developing this product and this other company pops up and goes, hey,
I'm going to pay you a lot. Just give me the prototype. That's what happened. So, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, this is all theoretical because she's clearly not a spy.
She's not a spy, and it's a TV show.
Ma, and she has like weird little plan.
But again, why does your plan to destroy Ji-hyeok also include destroying your own company?
So then we jump to the interrogation scene because it's so dramatic.
With this weird hallway room.
It looked like a jail. I feel like she was like...
But I do again love the cinematography and the directing because all of a sudden the lighting got very cold. Because if you
like
look
jail
at...
cell.
Right.
Not a jail cell, like a cop...
yes,
like a police station.
Yes, police station. So like, because when you see her Natural Baby in her office... So Natural Baby in her office, it's soft light, it's a warm, it's like this is a welcoming place. The customer service when they were over there, like very hard, very fluorescent.
Tough. And then they were all in a little like
and the cubicles and shit, because if you've worked in a situation like that, that's what it is.
Yeah.
When she's here, it's very much just a lot of grays and blues. And then and everyone's in all black and she's dressed in dark colors. So it's like, it's very much like a bad thing has happened. And so it's not just the words that are telling you that, it's also the visuals of the show.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, if you want to be a director, you can watch these shows.
So he basically accuses her of leaking the product, right? But then he also says, and she's like, no, she denies it. She's like, I'm not a spy. He's like, why would I believe you? You lied to get into the company. And you're like,
she did.
You're right. You know, what are you going to do? And then in the other, across the hall, in the chairman's office, right? She basically throws Ji-hyeok way under the bus. And he's like, I have photographic evidence. They're in a relationship. And he shows the photos. And then the chairman's just like, oh my God, no, you're going to throw away your life for love. And you're like, sir, did you not, like, you threw away basically like your entire marriage for love, right?
Look at your children.
By having the affair, yeah. And I'm like, get out of here. Trash.
Also,
trash.
I don't think he loved either one of those women.
No, I think he just loves himself. I think he's narcissist.
Yeah.
He loved himself and him. Yeah.
That's
I mean, we see that in the next episode. But Ji-hyuk's basically like, nope, not gonna abandon our team. I'm going to investigate. Okay. So then he goes into full on investigation mode. Okay. But then this was really sweet. The entire, like, everyone knows what happened, right? They're like whispers, you know, because of course, like, the rumor mill in these Korean companies are insane. And then
I've worked in enough offices to be like, something happened, you're like, this just happened.
How do you know? How do you know? The message boards.
Listen, when Slack showed up, it was just gossip, just got to move faster. Slack, first of all, I hate Slack.
Oh, I love Slack.
Why does a job need a social media? I hate Slack.
Well, we had a channel called Vultures at Spotify Slack. And what do you think that's for?
Culture vultures?
No, food. Free food in the building.
That's very funny.
Yeah, they're like, the Slack was Vultures. And then they're like, donuts available on floor 4. And you're like, yeah, you go.
People don't understand when you work in an office, it's literally just
eating.
It's just eating. You're just on an adventure to find eating. I started I remember working in the office and I started a group chat and text message called What's for Lunch. Because sometimes lunch would just be, because lunch was catered Monday through Wednesday.
Nice.
Well, Monday through Thursday. And then like on Thursday it was like a restaurant, but the rest of it was like things. And so one day it was just awful, some deli. And so it was me and all of the black people in this group text.
Like, what are we gonna do?
It's like, what are we gonna do for lunch? We ordered Indian food, and I just saw all these white people coming downstairs being like, what do you guys got? We're like, Indian food. And it's like, and someone just walking past you with literal chopped liver, just getting a fucking piece of bread. I was like, love this group text.
So everyone in the office is freaking out, right? But then Ji-hyuk does this, right? Ji-hyuk goes and hugs her and comforts her in front of everyone.
Everybody.
Which is a trope. It's the lead hugging the downtrodden female lead in public trope.
Trope.
Always
ting.
They always do that. Anyways.
And then there's a needle drop for a lie that says, I'm fine.
Yes.
And then as the rumors spread, they start treating her with hostility.
I know, they're kind of mean to her.
Because she's a married woman who just got a big old hug from her boss in public, because according to them, they only know that
she's on the mother TF team.
She's on the mother TF team.
They should have thought
so
that one
she's
through.
supposed to be mother and a wife and a mother.
I know,
but the mother TF team, they defend her.
Yeah, they do. And then like at one point there's some like weird little fight between Mr. Ma and like they are always fighting him.
With the marketing team, like him and this goofy ass marketing team.
Okay, so then Ji-hye pulls Tarim to the side, and we find out later she takes her to a little cafe, and she basically tells her that Ji-hyuk is in a tough place because of Tarim's lies, right? So she's like, I'm kind of worried that you're going to destroy Ji-hyuk's chances of becoming the chairman. So you need to do something, right? So she goads her into like making this false confession.
Then this was one of the things where I was just like, okay, now wait a second. Is Ji-hye just trying to destroy Ji-hyuk professionally or personally? Because this kind of situation, you see what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. I don't think there's anything that, because the chairman never blames. The chairman never blames Ji-hyuk for this happening. He goes, oh, you're letting love blind you. But he doesn't fully blame Ji-hyuk for what happened in his team. Because if Tarim was an actual spy, then what would usually happen is the chairman would be mad at his son for mismanaging his team. He wasn't upset with him for mismanaging the team. Because remember, Ji-hye says to the chairman, oh, he's letting his emotions for her blind him, and he wouldn't be a good leader anyway. So she was trying to throw him under the bus in front of the dad. The dad's not trying to hear it. It's just like, oh, he's blinded by love, and that's it, because his son can do no wrong. So when this part happened, I'm like, why is she telling Tarim to take credit for this? If anything, Ji-hye should be telling her to say, just blame this on Ji-hyuk, and you should be able to keep your job. This doesn't make any sense.
I think this is the writers being like, we need to create extra drama.
Yes.
So how is she going to break up with them? We need her to break up with
We
them
need her
at
to
this
break
point
up
because
with
they're a
him.
little too happy.
They're
we
too
gotta
happy.
get stupid drama in this because, again, I think the fucking pacing in this drama is so fucking off.
It's weird.
If they were going to do this, they needed to have done this
3 episodes ago.
Yes. What is the point of this? But anyways, I agree. But I think they used this as like a device for the plot device, which is so stupid.
Because you need the breakup trope. You need the misunderstanding.
I know.
It's
You always need the misunderstanding
trope.
because her not being married is a misunderstanding enough or whatever.
And then now she's a spy.
So then we go to, oh my God. So Ha-yeong's mom, who I'm like, I love a lot now.
I'm really,
this woman. Go ahead.
I'm really glad for her. First of all, her wig, amazing. 2, outfits, opulence. 3, I'm very proud of her because she's finally doing something for her daughter.
And I think she's always kind of like, I don't know, she's turned into a complete new leaf. She's very supportive of Ha-yeong, because
all the moms are, because it's like Ji-hyuk's mom's being supportive of Ji-hyuk.
Yes.
Because the Chebel moms have not been supportive of their children.
They're not. The mommies are nice in this drama. Mommies are nice.
And then the mommies weren't nice, which was a trope, and now they're getting nice.
Yeah.
So everyone's becoming Tarim's mom.
Yeah, it's good.
Who is loving and supporting of the daughter.
Right. So then Ha-yeong tells her mom that Seon-woo's rejected her and she wants to go back to the States to finish her education. She's like, I want to go finish school. I want to go to grad school. And you're like, okay. So her mom is upset because she's like, what the crap? She could tell that Seon-woo's a good guy. And she understands how much her daughter loves him. So then she decides to go incognito with her sunglasses at night, and shows up to the photo studio and runs into Seon-woo and Juni. And then Chun goes, she looks like pretty cool. And that was really sweet. And then they end up having like, I don't know, like Chun has like toshirak, like he has like these little snacks and they have coffee and they're chatting. And it's very true. Meaning like basically Ha-yeong's mom falls in love with Juni too because he is so sweet. He draws Ha-yeong a little like painting of them, like a little picture of them, and then wants her to deliver his milk. I think that milk went bad. I forgot about that. That kind of grossed me out because that milk. She gave him a carton of milk and that milk was just sitting there
out of a backpack.
Yeah,
maybe it's like that. That milk that they sell on the shelf, like Parmalat. Or like the Horizon milk?
I don't know, but I was like, that milk, they could have done something else, like a juice. Like a juice.
It is, the milk is crazy, but it's also a very little kid thing where it's just like, hey, I got her a drawing and some milk.
I know, it's so sweet. But then basically, Ha-yeong's mom's just like telling Seon-woo, like, hey, like, I don't understand. You don't want to be taken care of the rest of your life? We're rich. You don't want money? And he's just like, I know your daughter is a good person. I'm just not ready yet. So I don't want to make that commitment because I'm not ready.
No, you are ready. You just don't like Ha-yeong.
Did you hear the part? She's like, "Are you not open mind?" Did you get that?
Yes.
I screamed. Good for Sean Solo.
Someone's been on TikTok.
Uh-huh,
Listen.
Good for him.
There's one of those videos where he did iPhone Pro Max is one of the funniest things he's ever said. But he's trying to talk to this girl and then just a tree comes up out of nowhere. You are open-minded. Bro, he is...
You open-minded.
I want to meet when he's...
Whoever came up... Well, I think it's him who came up with that. But the way that they use that term, it's true. You need to be open-minded, but it's like Korean people be like, you need open-minded.
Listen, any man asking you to be open-minded is asking you to have a threesome. Like, any man who's ever asked me if I was open-minded was trying to ask me to do something very freaky or nasty. And it's just like, sir, I don't know your last name.
I'm like, I am closed-minded.
We are outside. My mind is a steel trap. Nobody's ever asked me if I was open-minded and they were asking me something that I wanted to do.
I know.
Are you open-minded? Yeah, I love new food. No one's ever... It's like, do you like trying new things? You're like, what kind of new things? Were you open-minded, sir?
I'm just going to start saying open-minded with open mind. Be like, open mind.
Are you open-minded?
Oh, open-minded. Open-minded.
It's my favorite thing. I love when you hear Korean people speak English and there's just an extra little... Because like Korean has a little extra bit of syllable at the end.
I know.
And it's my favorite thing.
There's a clip of a Korean ajashi who lives in the States that went viral. And he's basically his son or like his like nephew is like telling him to repeat words. You know, they always have those videos.
Yeah. I saw one with African parents and it's the same thing, just asking your parents to say stuff. And she's like, no, what do you mean? I said what you put on the screen. What do you mean? What are you saying?
I love it. It's so funny.
It is the principle. Yeah, it's like principle. Principle is what I say. What do you mean?
But the funniest thing is, I told you we talked about this, is Trevor Noah. And there's a clip of him on his podcast when he's talking to his South African friend and he uses the accent. I don't know why. I think it's so funny, but he kept on saying it. I was like cackling. Okay, but I do want to ask you, what is the point of Seon-woo and Ha-yeong storyline at this point?
If I can... I want both of them to go away.
No, I like Ha-yeong.
Hold on, let me finish. I want them to go away. I want Ha-yeong to meet a new boy.
Yes.
In the show.
Yes, I want an open mind man.
I want an open mind man. I want a man. What I want, or what I want is them to be sitting at some type of restaurant situation. And Seon-woo is once again like, no, not me. And then the man pops up and goes, no, me. And then Ha-yeong's like, okay. And then Seon-woo goes, wait a minute. So the same way that he didn't want to tell Tarim anything, or Tarim until Ji-hyeok shows up, I want Seon-woo to be like, wait, Ha-yeong, and her to go, no. You saw my value. You saw what I could do. I've picked your son up from school 10 times and did a duet with him. And you didn't like it, and you were not on board. So I'm going to go hang out with this dude. No.
Yeah.
And then now he has to be with like, well, now it's like, well, Tarim doesn't want me and Ha-yeong doesn't want me because another boy done showed up. So that's what I want for Seon-woo. I want him to see that one woman he should have been something to. This other woman he should have said something to. He should have acknowledged her. But also it's like, if you're not ready, I get it. I completely understand that.
Just stop asking the lady to pick up your fucking kid every 5 seconds.
Hey, how about you learn how to schedule your appointments better?
Yeah. How about, why don't you, if you know that your baby photo taking takes forever, book a longer block.
Or get childcare arranged for your son.
What's Tarim's mommy doing? Tarim's mommy is at home. Mm-hmm. You know how she could pay off her debts? How she could pay her friend to help her daughter? Babysitting.
Go walk down.
Babysitting.
Go get Junie. I think what needs to happen is Seon-woo, because he already chickened out. He already chickened out and already said that liking Tarim was a prank. I forgot about that. If my TV was not my TV, I would have thrown something at my TV.
I
wanted to kick a hole.
They hate this character. They hate Ha-yeong and they hate Seon-woo. what they did, I can't. The next episode, anyways, okay.
I've always wondered in Korean dramas why the second leads can never get together. I've always wondered that because
And sometimes it happens.
It so rarely. But if we're gonna have every trope happen and not do, if you don't have the they knew each other as kids trope, then it could have been Seon-woo and Ha-yeong actually get together. Because I think when they went to go pick them up drunk, I think that could have been the night where Seon-woo was like, you know what, I do like Ha-yeong. Or Ha-yeong, I do see value in her. I do want to
The moment should have been when she freaking performed on stage with his son. That's the perfect moment. I really thought that he was going to like her because he's like, oh my God, this woman really likes my son.
And she brought
really
a guitar.
cares. My son loves this woman. You know what? She's a chaebol. I'm going to try to make this work. But no, he's
also beautiful.
Idiot.
She's confident. And she said to you, I am waiting for that woman to turn you down so then you can see who I've been the whole time.
God, they were this anyway. So, okay, so then
we could do a whole podcast just on
about
them two.
this because because it's so
we could do a whole episode on their relationship.
Upsetting. It's so upsetting. Okay, so then Ji-hyeok and Gyeong-min, right?
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. They are on the case. Okay, we used to say that a lot. On the case. Because Hyunwoo used to be. Back on the case. Yes. Keanu, back on the case.
Yes.
So yes, investigation trope. Ting.
Okay. So he's going through emails. He has a freaking like map, like as if he's, SVU, like, he's investigating. Go ahead.
Whose emails is he looking through?
I think like internal emails. Yes.
How does he have access to this information?
Because he's the CEO? Or soon to be CEO? He's a chairman's son. All right. I think what he was doing actually, he wasn't going through emails. I think he was trying to find the email where the evidence was sent to. So I think he was doing like searches for the email address.
He's trying to find a sent email.
Yeah. So
wouldn't it have made more sense to just go into?
He's like tracing it. So he's like, he sees an email address. So he's just trying to figure out who it originated from.
But if you work at a company, they can always get into your emails. Would it have made more sense to just be in her emails?
I thought he did that.
Was that where he was?
Yeah, that's how he found the email.
Okay, that's what I'm checking. I just wanted to make sure because I was sitting there going, wait, what?
So he has the evidence wall. I really laughed at the picture of Ji-hye and Taeyong, and there's like a red line that says connection in English, question mark. That made me laugh.
Is there any situation where you and I could have a wall with red string and stuff attached to it?
I mean, maybe one day.
What could we investigate where we would need a whole investigation board and then to get yarn involved? Man.
So then we find out, so Tadim decides, right, after he is literally in the office doing all of this, she decides to confess. So this is another trope. It's the noble idiocy taking the fall trope, right?
We hate the noble idiot, but it's a trope. Ting, but it's very rare that we see a woman
do that, actually.
Be the noble idiot.
Right, which is interesting. So there's reversals happening, which that I felt like it was a little bit clever. I was like, okay.
It's interesting.
It was just a little bit too late or whatever. So her confession stuns everyone. Everyone's like, oh my God, what do you mean? Okay. So
I don't think it's like she tells her teammates and it's like, but she.
And you know her teammates don't believe. No one believes her.
No
one believes her.
I don't. I think this is something she could have said internally. I don't think she needed to say it in front of her teammates.
Yeah.
I think she could have sat in that interrogation room and lied to them, but I don't think she had to break her teammates' confidence in her. Right. Unless they would have kept campaigning for her and she needed them to stop.
Yeah. So then, Ji-hye, I thought about you. Her jumping up and down, screaming, so excited. You remember you were like, oh, I hate it when she acts like out of character. Because she's doing this to Taeyong. Taeyong is still on her fucking rug.
With his shoes on.
Made me so upset, right? She's so excited. She's like, the plan is working. He's like, wait, hold on. You got to still wait for the climax, okay?
Also,
he's like,
disgusting.
Apparently. Yeah. I think yes. He's like, wait for the climax, okay? So,
also, there has to be a word for that in Korean.
Climax. They say that term. It's the climax.
Yeah.
You mean like...
It's like how they say kiss in English on a drama. And like, I know they have a word for kiss in Korean. They've been kissing.
I told you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So there's certain stuff they started saying. I'm just like, all right, girl, sure. But climax, again, that extra syllable.
Climax.
I love that extra syllable.
We always
Kissu.
had,
I
but then
love
we
that.
can't say open-minded. We just say open mind.
Open mind.
So we like take away a syllable.
Open mind. So it's like but also if you try to explain to somebody why black people say light skinned, yeah,
Wait, what?
there's an extra syllable. So what's
It's
it like?
light skin.
No, you say so. You say someone's light skinned or dark skinned.
I have never heard anyone
You're
say
around
that.
different black people.
Arasso.
I
Okay.
think I don't think we do it as much as we used to. It used to be a thing that you would do. Like I think it's like the same way when I was growing up. People would like pop their mouth or stuff like that, or like a sucking of a teeth thing. People suck their teeth more when I was younger. They don't do it as often now.
Okay. So.
But yeah, light skinned is very fun.
So they decided to plot. Okay.
These
There's
plots.
a chairman's. They're at the shareholder dinner at the restaurant. They're plotting. So basically what they're saying is you need to get on her side or Ji-hyuk's mama is going to get her allies in and she's going to take over, which made me think of, it felt like a Chosun era Haguk drama situation, right? You know, they have all their ministers, like you say, and it's the mommies getting her allies in, ready to take over. So everyone's like,
So this
you know?
is Debbie Mama
Yes.
and her Dulcé brother
Yes.
getting all of their people together because they are in the Eastern Party.
Yes.
And then it is the left state minister and having people at his house eating dinner in a descending order of rank.
Yes, yes.
To the point where any wall could slide shut in front of anybody, these boys at a certain point. But it's literally a roller get rolled over.
Yeah.
So either you're rolling with us or mom's going to come in and roll you over.
So what are you going to do?
What is you going to do?
So this part, I was like, okay, kind of smart. I can see Taeyong, like he has a
But
brain.
how do they know the mom's going to do this?
I don't think they know. I mean, I don't know. I think they're just assuming.
Okay.
Because you got to figure out, basically you're looking at like how many shares each person has in the family. So they're
Right.
assuming because she has shares, what's the most logical move? Is Ji-hyeok and her partnering together, right? So that's why they're saying,
Are you watching Undercover Miss Hong?
I started it.
What do you
I'm on
think?
episode. So I wanted to say it's so cute. So you remember I talked about Dr. Cha, the lady who plays her Jung-ah? I
Yes.
said that she's like the Janet Jackson,
Yes.
right? Well, the first episode of Miss Hong, when she's walking in to like the room salon, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's, she's walking through the corridors. The song playing is Jung-ah's song from the 90s that I love.
Oh, because it's set in 1997.
Yeah, so all the songs that they play, they're all like bangers from back in the day.
Oh.
So things that I grew up listening to. So I was just like, oh my God, this is great.
I love this.
And then the style. And then the sister is played by, I forget her name, but she is part of a girl group called ITZY. She's
You
adorable.
can tell.
I think it's Ryujin, maybe is her name, but I saw her and I was like, what the crap is she? I used to love it.
I saw the little sister when the little sister showed up, and I was just like, "All right, what K-pop
She
group
looks
is she
so
in?"
good.
She looks like she's in a K-pop
Oh,
group.
yeah, she is. ITZY. Okay, so that's the villain manipulating the shareholders trope. So
Ting.
we have that. Okay, now we go to the scene where Tarim decides to break up with Ji-hyuk, right?
For no reason at all.
And then Ji-hyuk's just like, you gotta trust me. Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this?
I can investigate. We went through so much to get to this point. Why are you giving it all up?
Back on the case.
So fucking stupid. Like,
But again, what are we doing? Noble idiot trope. Ting.
So-
And it's she's hit rock bottom.
right?
And I understand because, like, I'm sure she's feeling pitiful
Yeah.
and she's upset. And I guess my question for you is, like, why does Tarim keep running away from him instead of just, like, trusting him to help and, like, solve the problem?
So I felt like, I think if you look at Tarim as a character from the very beginning, there's like, she's kind of like, there's a duality to her. I think like because she couldn't find the job, she went to the no-name college, all of that. I think she was deeply insecure. But then there's other sides of her where I think she is secure because, like she's still a strong woman.
Right.
So there's the duality, right?
Yeah.
I almost felt like as the drama progressed, she was getting more and more confident. You can see it because Ji-hyeok was supporting her. But beyond that, she was doing really well at work. She's smart. She's super smart. So I felt like her character was growing, which I loved. But then I think this is why this upset me so much, these episodes, because I feel like her character is regressing. Because I feel like in the last couple episodes, she kind of reached the point of like, you know what? Not only am I like smart, I'm working hard, but now I doubted this guy liked me, but now I have his love. Like, I know he likes me. I'm worth it, you know? So I was really upset at the fact that her character felt like it was regressing because she started trusting him. But now, because of like this one thing that Ji-hye says, she decides, you know what? I'm going to stop trusting him. I feel like I'm kind of like bringing him down and her insecurities come back, which I guess is human nature. But I think what it is, she's running away because she's scared, because she feels like she's ultimately not good enough. Yeah. And she doesn't want to bring him down.
I think, I think the main thing is because it's the noble idiot trope. Yeah. I think she hasn't lost her confidence. Yeah. I think it's the noble idiot trope. I think she is playing up I am doing this for your own good. I am doing this like I don't want to do this. Yeah. But because the thing is, when you, especially in these shows, but also as a person, when you love somebody, you don't want to do anything that will hurt them. And so when someone's sister pops up and goes, hey, you can interfere with my brother becoming the CEO of this company, because mind you, she doesn't know that her brother doesn't want to be the CEO of this company.
My thing is this.
She doesn't know he doesn't even want to
So at this
work
point,
there.
did Ji-hyeok not tell Tarim that Ji-hye is like a snake?
I don't think they've had the chance to talk about it. I don't think it's even come up yet. I don't think he's had the chance to tell her that he's a polyglot, that he had his own businesses, because all she sees is a Chebel's son who gets the opportunity to be chairman, because that's how these things go. I don't think she knows he doesn't want to work there. I don't think she knows the only reason that he is there so his mother can get a divorce from his awful-ass daddy. I don't think she knows all the background of the family, because I think if she knew that he didn't want to be there in the first place, I think he would have just quit this job. I think if it came down to her, because he knows... Because, like, now the mom's already getting a divorce, right? But we had to go through all of the stuff to get the mom to the divorce. So I think if him and his mom I think the real world application of this is if she would have known, then him and his mom could have processed the mom's divorce. And then as soon as the mom is divorced, he's gone. Yeah. Like, once it's but she doesn't know. So that's where the noble idiot thing comes in. I don't think she's lost her confidence. I think she's putting on an act so she does not mess up his chances of him getting a job that he does not want, because she doesn't know that he doesn't want it, because it does not make sense to her why he would not want that in the first place.
Yes and no, but my whole point is like all of a sudden, yes, I can see that happening, but it's like I just don't understand why she lost the trust in him, because he keeps on saying, he's like, hey, something's fishy. I'm going to investigate this. This is, you were wrong for this. I know this. We're going to figure this out.
It's the noble idiot. It's because what she sees right now is him trying to save her. And in the process of him trying to save her, he's going to lose his position.
I feel like
what she heard from the sister is overriding what he's saying, because she doesn't want to be,
and I get that,
a problem.
But I think though the problem of this story, and this is why I think, again, I'll go back to pacing. I feel like a lot of this stuff would have made sense if it was a couple episodes back. Yes. Right. Because this was when she was trying to figure all of this stuff out. So it's easier for her to be like, I can understand why she would do it a couple episodes back, because she wasn't sure about her like job. She wasn't sure about him. That makes sense. But for me, it's like you had the last episode where they're like, Lady and the Tramping pasta and shit.
Because I don't understand why she didn't say to him, because I was waiting for her to say to him, but your sister told me if I don't take responsibility for this, you're going to lose your job, and I don't want you to lose the opportunity to be chairman. Exactly. So the following morning, Tarim tells her mom everything.
Yeah, she's like, I lied about the job. I did this to save you. And the mom's just like, Aigo, it's my fault.
Because I had a heart attack because your sister is the worst.
The trash. So...
Also, where the hell is this sister?
I can't talk about this. Okay. So then they decide, her mom's like, we're going to sell the house and pay off the debts.
The debt to the hospital?
All the debts. She's still on the hook for the,
For the loan shark. Wait, he paid the loan shark.
No, but she has to pay him back.
Oh, we still got to pay him back.
Yeah.
He don't want that money.
But they gotta be all proper, okay?
I hear you,
So
but you got in between. The debt has been paid.
So then there's the escape to the countryside. But before we go to the countryside,
Don't you have relatives in the countryside?
huh?
Don't you have relatives in the countryside?
My dad is kind of from the countryside in Seoul.
Is it like
when I remember this back in the 90s when I went, did I go into the 2000? I went no. They lived in a small town. My dad basically owned, my grandparents owned everything in the small town, which is very interesting. We owned a supermarket. Isn't that kind of cool?
so real Youngduri situation?
So genuinely, I'm not even kidding. You know that Yongduri, ours was bigger, but we had my family owned that mart. Is that kind of cool?
Y'all stay listen.
We are
Commerce stay in the blood, baby.
Okay, so
They pack up and she sees the chandelier in the bathroom.
I was fucking chandelier made me laugh.
I'm putting a chandelier in my house above my
Okay.
steps. I'm gonna do it.
So then investigation continues, right? Investigation continues.
Because I knew once she said don't investigate, he was like, yeah, cool.
So
we knew he wasn't gonna stop.
right. So
Back on
then
the case.
they discover that the corporate espionage is linked to a man named Nam Soo-yeon, okay, who is the manager of the strategy team at Teo, okay? You see this man meeting with a black capped criminal man who is the most the most conspicuous baddie that I've ever seen. This man just walks around looking like he committed a crime.
I literally saw
Made
somebody.
me laugh.
I saw somebody wearing, I saw somebody wearing the black jacket and a black baseball cap, and I didn't realize I'd said this out loud, and it was doing crime in a Korean drama. And he went, what? I was like, sorry, nothing. Because he had a black mask on too. It was at the airport, and I was like, doing crime in a Korean drama. He's like, I was like, I didn't realize I said it out loud.
So then we go to the countryside because every drama needs a little break for a rural village. That's adorable. So we have an escape to the country trope. Mm-hmm. Their relatives have a pear farm. I was like, okay.
Them hard ass Korean pears. Them pears is hard as shit.
You know,
they never get right.
So delicious. What?
Them pears be hard as shit.
Babe, they're not. They're sweet hard. Have you had them?
Yes, I've had them.
Yeah. What are you talking about? They don't ripe. They're the sweetest things.
Okay. I think what happens sometimes is that when you get some from the H Mart, I think some places be growing them off season. You know how we get strawberries year round?
They're supposed to be hard, though. I guess what I'm trying to say, they're bad. When they go bad, they're soft.
They go bad. It takes them a while to go bad. I can tell you that.
It takes them very bad. Yeah.
But I can tell
they're
you that.
They're supposed to be firm and taut.
Them things are tight like I'm talking about a fresh drum,
a
new
they're
BBL.
So
but the thing is, because they're so hard, sometimes you don't always get a really sweet one. When you get a sweet one, it's great. But it's there's no, you can't squeeze them. Anyway, we escaped to the country, trope, ting, and
okay.
So tell people what dongchimi is.
So dongchimi is basically white. It's like white kimchi, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's white kimchi without the red pepper flakes.
So they're just drinking cabbage.
It's just vinegary. It's vinegary. It's basically like drinking sauerkraut or drinking pickle juice. It's so freaking good. I love it.
Oh, I know it's good, but
they're sitting there drinking it out of the cup.
And that's what was crazy to me is that you've been doing farm work all day, and now you're drinking fermented juice.
But you know what they're eating it with, right? That's why it's good. They're eating it with sweet potato. Oh my god! When they said that, I was like, this sounds like fucking bomb. Like a sweet potato, Korean sweet potato, goguma, with the dongchimi. Oh my god!
I want to try this.
Salty and sweet and vinegar, all of that. So smart.
I'm down.
Oh, it's so good.
But what I loved is that her uncle immediately.
I know.
So this is the childhood thing. This is the childhood lover trope.
Yep.
Ting.
Yes.
So we did not have a connection between Ji-hyeok and
they brought it in.
And our tarim. And so there's the childhood friend and village heart throb.
Sangshigi, our Sangshik, who The actor is very good looking.
I was trying to remember where I thought he was the actor on the Killer Shopping List, and it's not him.
He wasn't in Killer Shopping List. So his name is Kwak Siang. I remember him from a drama called Oh My Ghost that I freaking loved. He was a chef there, and he was so freaking hot. He was like a silent and hot.
I was gonna watch Oh My Ghost.
So Oh My Ghost is so good. Anyways, okay. You're thinking Cafe Minamdang. That's what you watched, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in Cafe Minamdang.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, because I was going, because here's the thing. I was like, okay.
You've seen him.
But what I can tell you is that in Cafe Minamdang, because the lead was so handsome, I think they played him down. And so
this guy's cute.
I saw him and was like, oh. And then when I started watching Cafe Minamdang again, I was like, oh, it's the brother from Cafe Minamdang, because the sister character, his little girlfriend, was the sister in Samdari, was the youngest sister on Samdari.
Okay.
And she's adorable. But yeah, I think they gave him a real goofy little haircut to try to hide that he was handsome. And I saw him on this show. I was like, wait a minute, I know that face, I know that body. I recognize him shoulders at first.
So that was great. But before we end up meeting him, right? Tarim is in her room listening to a tape recorder. So this is another trope.
Ting!
The recorder trope.
Because she had left it on the desk because she was giving herself notes.
Right. And then Ji-hyeok came and was like, I love you so much. I'm going to propose to you, which is very sweet.
Once the project is over.
And once the project is over, she never listens. So she's sitting there. She's like, she gets all sad. But then she has nothing to worry about because guess who shows up?
Ji-hyeok.
Because Ji-hyeok finds out we found the culprit. So he's like, I'm ready to take her back. So he goes, he sneaks in. The imo-boo, the uncle, is trying to attack him with a back scratcher. That made me laugh.
As an uncle should, because he's like, there's a thief sneaking around my farm.
Yes. And then they're like, who is this man? It's her team leader. Oh my God, I didn't eat. She's like, go home. Imo's like, you gotta eat.
You can't leave.
She does a freaking feast for him. It looks so good. They're chatting.
One thing we do know is that aunts around the world,
they know how to feed people.
Will not let you leave
without a little something.
Without eating.
Then we learn that, so the imo-boo talks about 상식이, right? And he's like, oh, there's this guy in the village. I want Tarim to date him.
So imo-boo means what, the imo's husband?
Uncle. So imo-boo wants them to hang out. Ji-hyeok gets super jealous, right? So that's all set up. But then they decide to have a little meeting in imo-boo's room. And this cracked me up. Imo-boo takes that little table away. He's like, are you done talking? We got to go to bed. He goes and he grabs the table.
I want one of those. I don't know what show we were watching. I want one of those little tables.
We can just get one at H Mart.
I want one. And I want to see my child doing their homework.
On it?
On the little table. Because I was watching some show. Yeah. The one where they were selling the draws. And the lady was like, sometimes she's doing her homework and she's like, oh, your dad's home. And she'd slide her kid off of it and then serve food on it. Yeah. And she's like, all right, now do your homework now. Yeah. They're genius little tables.
Yeah. Okay, so the next morning, Ji-hyeok decides to help. And again, this is another trope. I feel like, these leads, they compete. It's always the chaebol competing with a farm worker being like, I'm strong.
Why do they keep making chaebols do
farm work?
Outdoor work?
I don't know, but they love it. We meet Sang-sik, and Sang-sik's really sweet.
He's actually a very nice man.
I know, and I was just like, oh.
Brings an umbrella and tells.
I know, and he's like, oh, trust Oppa. Oppa will take care of you. And I'm like, Tarima, you had this man. This man clearly had a crush on you. What have you been doing?
Not interested.
I know. You don't want to be the queen of the village?
I think because she wanted to work in the city and have a job. She didn't want to be a Lifetime movie.
I don't know. I kind of liked it, but...
I mean, shit, if she don't want him, I'll take him. I'll learn Korean.
I know.
감사합니다.
So there's that jealousy trope, and then
Ting.
He overexerts himself because clearly he is not meant to work on in the farm.
He's not supposed to be getting pears or oranges. He's not supposed to be doing any of this.
And then she bandages him up with the passe. In fact, I had to wear a little passe the other night because I slept on my neck wrong. And we are 40, and it really f***s you up.
I did something weird with my leg yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to have to walk this off. I'm to get a salt tablet. We are going to have to take a trip to the H Mart. I need some of these pastas.
I need pasta, yeah. So I have salon pasta. I need to go get pasta. Usually when I go home, I just steal my parents' pasta because they already
I
have
tried
like
a
a
Salon
lifetime
toss for the
supply.
first time years ago. Like I'd hurt
It's
my
great.
shoulder.
Yeah, it works. Oh, and then
She starts scolding him for overworking himself.
And then this line was so sweet. He goes, "I want to hear you nag my entire life. That's why I'm here." And I was like, that's so sweet.
Honestly, I would love for some man to tell me, I want you to tell me I'm doing stuff wrong forever.
I know, that was so nice. And he hugs her, and she's like, fine. I'll let you love me. That's so fucking annoying, but yes, it's very sweet. Okay, who would you choose? Ji-hyeok or Sang-shik?
Listen. It's just, it's really, what are you looking for? You know? And it seems like she wants this big city life because I don't think Sang-shik, he ain't broke.
They own land. Imobu was like, oh, he's the leader of the pack. Like he's going to big places.
Here's the thing.
In the community.
Do you want to be the queen of a small kingdom, or do you want to be the queen of a large kingdom?
Of natural bebe?
Right. Do you want to be a Chebel's wife, large kingdom?
Yeah.
Or do you want to be a country wife?
Yeah.
Small kingdom.
So for me, I think I would go with Sang-shik.
I would go, honestly.
Because I think I don't need Chebel drama. Because money makes you crazy.
I think with everything that's happened with here's the thing.
The mommy's different though. This family's a little bit different. She's nice.
But also she's never liked this man. She's known this man. Think of this. She's known Seon-woo since she was a kid. Hasn't liked him. He's liked her. This Sang-shik man has liked her since he was a kid. Hasn't liked him either. So she don't want.
You know what they just needed to do?
Kiss.
Give her a dynamite kiss.
Give her a dynamite kiss. Maybe they just needed some initiative. They've been out here being too nice. Maybe they just need to grab somebody by the arm.
And Ji-hyeok was just like, let's do it again.
Sometimes you don't know.
Sometimes you just have to like be freaking confident and just like go for it. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's their lack of confidence.
Yeah. Seon-woo was just like, well, then Seon-woo's different because Seon-woo like got married
and had a whole other lady.
I know.
And just started liking her just now.
And then Sang-shik
has been liked her since they were kids.
I know, but Sang-shik always had to wait for her because she always lives in Seoul. But anyways, okay. So then Ji-hyeok goes back to Seoul. He's like, I promise to avenge, right? Then the press conference. Another trope.
Ting!
Ji-hye calls this press conference, okay?
Because Ji-hye's goal is to always publicly destroy her brother.
Tells him that he's incompetent, right? Says that there was a scandal with Hottie. He was in a relationship with a subordinate, right? All this stuff. But then they're about to vote, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's like a shrill mic sound. I hate that. And everyone's like, oh my God. And then Ji-hyeok pops in and he's like, stop right there. He walks in and he gets ready to clear his name. And at the very end, he is smiling like a fucking maniac. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a weird smile. That's how it ends. We were like, yes.
That smile at the end lets you know, not only do I know that this shenanigan is not going to work, I got the ammo and the proof to make sure that y'all ain't going to get me.
He came in super confident.
Super confident.
So that's how it ends.
Yes. We love a little cliffhanger. Cliffhanger. You remember that show? Between the Lions? Bless you. It was like a PBS.
Oh, no, the PBS show, Between the Lions. Yeah. Yes.
So there was that one cartoon where the guy was like, cliffhanger, hanging from a cliff. And it was this man, he just was holding onto this one branch. And every time, and the whole thing was, it was like a 2-minute cartoon thing. And something would happen where he would almost get saved. And then he'd fall again. So like a bird would come by and he'd hop on the bird's back. And then the bird would fly up and be like, human on me. And the bird would fly up and he'd start fall again. And he'd catch the branch. And he's in the same spot. And then it would go, and that's why he's called Cliffhanger. Because every time he ended up back hanging from this cliff. And it always was going, can't hold on much longer.
Wait, I thought of YouTube this.
Oh, it was Between the Lions was a very funny show. I
used to watch that with Kevin too.
It was hilarious. So, the breakup was so manufactured it didn't make any sense.
I hated it.
This
episode sucked.
But I also feel like the breakup and Marry My Husband also didn't make any sense.
I hate, like, I think what it is, it's like, I understand. So I think what I really dislike about K-dramas, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'm understanding now because we're like dissecting it, is truly it's this part. It's in the latter half where they have to create unnecessary drama.
Well, because it's like you're doing 20 episodes.
I get it.
Now, mind you,
I get it.
It took us 6 episodes to hold hands, right?
You know what I want instead? Instead of relationship angst, give me a crime. Give me a murder mystery.
When the camellia blooms.
Yeah, just give me a murder mystery. Mm-hmm. Listen, best of both worlds. I want a rom-com and a murder mystery.
I think
have them solve something at the end.
I think if we had something more where it was just like, if the new trope was they didn't have the breakup thing, it was the parents weren't approving of the other parents. The family has to come together. I don't know if they have to do a fucking trust fall. I don't know what has to happen.
That's better.
But we have to convince the Chebble parent.
Yeah.
Because it's always a Chebble falling in love with a working class girl. We have to some point convince the chairman.
Yeah.
And we have to do something to remind him his humble beginnings or his grandfather's humble beginnings. We have to remind this man that why he's taking care of a snail and not doing anything all day.
Or like, I think what I would have done is like made Ha-yeong into like an actual suitor for Ji-hye and plot all of this, right? And he's like, hey, like, I'm doing this
Ji-hyeok,
for
yes.
you, right? And then at the very end, pull the rug from underneath her and be like, just kidding, I did it for myself. He's doing some of it, but it's just very clumsily executed.
Yeah.
So, this just in general, but I have to say the episode was frustrating, but they did bring back a lot of the classic K-drama tropes, right? Like the rival, the jealous, you know, you have the rival.
Let's go through all the tropes then.
Yes. Okay. Trope tracker. Lead hugging the downtrodden female lead in public.
Ting.
Public humiliation scene.
Ting.
Noble idiocy, which is Tadim taking the fall.
We flipped it because now it's the woman taking it.
Misunderstanding breakup.
Again, noble idiocy. Ting.
Villain manipulating shareholders.
Ting.
Dramatic countryside escape.
Ting.
Childhood village heartthrob rival.
Ting.
Voice recorder trope.
Ting.
There's a jealousy trope between the two, like Sarangees and Ji-hyeok.
Ting.
The ointment bandage scene.
Ting.
And then the press conference showdown. So
11.
11. Okay.
Next Wednesday, we're back to chase the final episode of Dynamite Kiss. And friends, Sarangees, Dulcés, what do you think of the pod? Submit your questions, thoughts, prayers, rants, or whatever at chasingkdrama.com. And we'd love to hear from you directly, okay? Hit us up. Be sure to follow us on the socials and subscribe and follow us on all the things, the YouTubes, the Spotifys, the Apples, all of that, just down a yellow brick road, wherever you want to follow us at. And tell your favorite K-drama addicts about us, because we had a great panel and a great live record at BlurredCon. And honestly, me and Chrissy trying to go to other cons, trying to figure out where is there an audience? What other cons can we go to where you think Chasing K-Dramas should have a panel and we should do a live record, whatever show. So y'all are out cons, y'all are outside. Okay, is it DreamCon? Is it AwesomeCon? Is it DragonCon? Is it Comic-Con? A lot of things in con. So let us know which ones you think we should go to. And we will see you on the next K-Drama Chase. Sarangees!
Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Screen. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring your chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.